You get to know that you are in a car guy's garage when you just walk into the compound and find two Toyota blades and a Toyota Land Cruiser 100 series. Well, that blade over there is a 2.4 liter CVT. But the point of focus on this minisode is this blade right here. Well, I'm going to tell you more about it, and that is because AutoConnect is the only car channel that will guarantee you an alluring motor vehicle experience. And this special episode is coming all the way from Meru, and we were on a very interesting assignment. I'm going to tell you more about it later. But first of all, let's get up close and candid with this Toyota blade. It would be an injustice, but a fact, to say that the Toyota blade is actually a variant of the Toyota Auris. This is the blade E150, and it's not your ordinary blade, because this one is powered by a 3.5 liter 2GR engine. Yes, this hot hatch with a big hat. Small car, you know the way most girls these days are saying small girl, big God. Well, this one is a small car, big hat. And the power output on this 2GR is around 292 horsepower. Well, one notable thing about this car is that it's stock. And the only upgrades that have been done to it are the Zestinos. It's sitting on size 17 wheels, plus the coilovers. And I would like us to also take a look at what is under the hood. I told you it's a 2GR, but you know what they say? To see is to believe. Wacha niwafungulie. Well, the blade is one sleeper that will not get so much attention, but it can do way more than vehicles such as the Mark X and the Crown. Well, the power output from this 2GR, the 2GR is a V6, 3.5 liter V6, is 292 horsepower, and power is transmitted to the front wheels via a 6-speed automatic transmission, not a CVT like you would find on that other blade. And the specific code of the transaxle for this blade is the U660E. Now, one beautiful thing about the 2GR is that you get that trademark sound of having a naturally aspirated engine that is big. So you get some aspect of performance from this car. One, it's very responsive even with the steering, apart from the understeer, and that is mostly because the vehicle is front-wheel drive. The other thing is, well, because the car is light and small, you get to have that extra punch of power because of power to weight ratio. Well, the other thing about this particular blade is that it does not only give you performance, it also gives you an aspect of luxury. Let me show you what you have inside the car. Inside this blade with a 3.5 liter 2GR, I can't stop saying that because that's a proper engine to have on a blade. Well, let's get back to the interior. You have full leather interior. And not only that, remember I talked about the aspect of luxury. Both seats are electric. Yes, so you don't have one of them being electric like most Toyotas would. So the passenger and the driver get to enjoy this kind of luxury in a variant of the Toyota Auris E150. And the reason I told you this is more or less of an Auris, look, the dashboard and even this extra storage compartment here looks like that of the Auris E150, and the blade is more of the luxury stroke performance derivative of the Toyota Auris. And this is the holy grail of the blade. Not, you see, the one that is right behind us is a 2.4 liter, but the holy grail is this 3.5 liter Toyota blade. Yes, and you can imagine 292 horsepower in this small car. Plus now, Toyota's reliability. I think this is one of those cars that will give you the perfect cocktail of reliability, performance. Well, you can't be talking about a 3.5 liter engine and talk about fuel economy. Plus, this is an ostentatious car. It's a car for those who want to enjoy performance in a very simplified package that does not call for attention. You see, people who are driving a blade of this caliber are people who do not suffer from inferiority complex, people who do not want to show off. These are people who actually know what they want: performance in an inconspicuous package. The handbrake on this car is the manual handbrake. And one thing that was done when they were creating this Auris was to make sure that it gives you that aspect of driving experience. And that's why it does not come with a CVT transmission. It comes with paddle shifts, and these are proper paddle shifts because what transmits power to the wheels is a 6-speed automatic transmission. So the paddle shifts give you that luxury of shifting the gears manually, unlike in that CVT blade where the paddle shifts are meant to just stimulate the feeling of shifting. One thing I must say is that the brown leather on it, brown is one of the colors that I love, and this just tops up that icing to this cake. So you get reliability, luxury, and also now the driving experience, because this feels like a sports car, and it's not every day you come to Meru and find such a car. Behind it looks like an Auris, but the clear taillights tell you that this is a blade. Well, the owner of this particular car has modified the exhaust to give it, a unique sound. It's not loud, but it's still quite deep. In fact, listen to this. On a normal review, we would talk about value for money, but on this particular review, we are not going to talk about that because this is a very rare car. The 2.4 liter blades are available, but the 3.5 liter is quite rare and it's very ostentatious. Hii watu wa number plate ukiwaambia bei hata watasema hiyo gari ni mzee, inakunywa sana. But real car enthusiasts know the real value of this blade, and that is why it's not for sale. I've been your host, Eric Wakabi, Eric with a CK, taking you through this mini-sode, and we are doing it from Meru County, and I hope you guys loved the blade. So tell me something, which rims would you like? Tell me in the comments. This one's on the 2.4 liter blade, or this one on the Holy Grail, the 3.5 liter blade with the 2GR FE engine.